Hey guys, how are we? Hope we're good. Just got to keep my voice down because my missus is asleep outside in the hammock. So, yeah, if you're wondering why I'm whispering on this video, that is exactly why. Anyway, guys, I hope we're good. Today I'm going to be talking you through how Ollie has essentially 5x'd his business. I do say 5x. Reality is from this time last year to here, obviously he'd increased his business from £1,175 to £9,881. And in case you're thinking he's just upsold all of his current clients, that's not what's happened. And he's now a very busy lad. He's going to be hiring another coach. He's joined our coaching team because he's an unbelievable implementer and just hasn't missed a beat since we started. So without further ado, let me get some better light and fuel. And today's training is going to be some absolute gold for you all. So, first things first. When someone comes to me and says, George, you know, I'm at 2K, I'm at 3K, I'm at 4K. Can I hit 10K in a year? First thing I say is, I can't guarantee you anything. I can't guarantee that you're going to work with us and make £10,000 by the end of the year. But what I can guarantee is you can have one-to-one coaching, you can have one-to-one accountability, you can have a plan. I can guarantee that you're going to have group calls all through the week. I can guarantee that you'll be assigned your own coach depending on the area of business you're struggling with. And I can guarantee that our success rate, in my opinion, in the industry is better than anybody else out there. The reason I can say that is we keep our group tight-knit, and this is exactly why Ollie has done so well. So let me show you exactly what we did and take some notes so you can pick up some nuggets. So first things first. This is me and Ollie in Dubai. Let me see if I can go into, there we go. That's better. So this is me and Ollie in Dubai. Excuse my fake tan. I'd just done a photo shoot and binge, so I had a bit of a belly. But this is us in August of 2025. So by this point, we've been working together for 8 months. Now, 8 months ago, so back in January, at this point, Ollie just raised his hand. He dropped me a DM on Instagram. We hadn't been talking back and forth for a whole deal, but we'd met about 2 years prior. We'd got to know one another. He'd seen what I was doing. He'd seen the results we were achieving. You know, he actually pointed out a particular result where one of our clients was earning £95 a month, and she went from that to £2,500 in 90 days. And he was like, I think I need a bit of that. So he had worked alongside other coaches in the past, 2 other coaches, and I'd seen his results and he was getting amazing results. But even though he was getting great results, even though he was getting fantastic, client testimonials, and although the delivery side of things seemed solid, it was the business side of things that was struggling. And I'd say that's our average client. Like, our average client is a good coach, our average client is experienced, our average client can get results. They're just not really 100% certain on the business side of things. So he needed a lot of help with marketing. He needed a lot of help with sales. He was undercharging. He needed help with lead generation because he had no clear system to actually do that. And also with business operations. So when we say business operations, it's knowing, like, right, when I wake up in the morning, what do I focus on? What do I not? Who does what by when? And how can I make sure that the business and my clients and my results and my marketing and my Instagram all grow together with us, because most people are very good at one area and not too good at the others. So what did we actually do? Now, at the time, he was earning, as you guys saw from that photo, just over £1,000 a month. He had a few in-person clients as well, but the online coaching was the thing that he really wanted to push. So what we needed to fix, first things first, was his content. It was quite random, it was quite sporadic. It was the same kind of stuff that was pushing like 2020. It was like talking head. Do you need 3 tips of protein? Here's a couple of tips for getting in your steps. These things are going to help you to, lose weight. And it's just, again, been overused, recycled, and it's boring. People nowadays, they jump onto Instagram and they want to be entertained. So we needed to kind of redo his hooks. We needed to redo his editing. We needed to redo the style of content he was doing. And we also needed to post a lot of content for a period of time, which was more like attract and nurture content. So attracting new eyeballs and getting more followers, and also nurturing those followers by them getting to know him, his business, his values, his ethos, his hobbies, like the things that wake him up in the morning, and document a lot more of that process. And we went from kind of posting a few times a week to, at its peak, we were posting anywhere between 7 to 10 times a week. So way more consistency, a lot more on brand. We fixed his VSL, we fixed his Instagram stories, and basically created his Instagram into a funnel. Now, in case you're thinking, oh, you guys just run ads, we didn't, and we haven't. Ollie's not currently running ads. He doesn't need to run ads because he's been hitting the months he's been hitting, which I'm going to show you guys in a moment. But again, he had no frameworks or daily cadence for lead generation, so it was just random messages and random reach out and when he had time to do it. And he'd also never really been taught how to market and sell his coaching. And this is something that I find very, very, very common in the coaching industry, is that if someone's not worked with a mentor, they haven't got Scooby out of market, which is not your fault, by the way. It's just no one teaches it. If you have worked with a mentor, some will give you some decent advice. Don't get me wrong. There are some great mentors out there. But it really surprises me some of the advice that's been given that was regurgitated in 2019, 2020, 2021. And it's because these guys just aren't continuing to reinvest their education. These guys aren't continuing to kind of have their finger on the pulse, and they're just getting lazy with it. So I will say to you guys right now, the whole like, I'm looking for 5 people, or the whole, oh, I've got a few spaces opened up, or whatever it may be, isn't, she's awake, isn't as effective as it used to be. Not nearly as effective as it used to be. So we needed to change this. His marketing, and I'm sure Ollie would agree, it wasn't great. Now, the result of that was, as you can see here, annoyingly, I've accidentally cropped the date out of this, but by the time we were getting through to the back end of 2025, so by this point, we've been working together for 11 months. Life completely changed, like traveling the world, best he's ever felt in himself. And he said, and as this, where is it? This is the best I've ever felt myself ever. And as I say, this is hugely through connecting with yourself, and can't wait for this next year and onwards from there. And it's going to be a massive 2026 for us, and it already has been. So, January 2025, complete lack in direction, earning £1,000 a month from online coaching, and he's completely turned his life around in 8 months. So, since then, he's travelled and been in Dubai for 3 weeks. He's travelled and been in Bali for 4 weeks. I forgot to mention on here, he's been in France for 2 weeks. He's actually coming back to Dubai to meet me again for 2 weeks very, very soon. And then he's going on to Bali again. So Ollie's been traveling all over the world. Ever since, obviously, we kind of started kicking things in. So what did we do? And I hope you guys got your pen and paper out, because you should be taking notes on this. First things first, leads were they reach out when ready. Now leads are I nurture them with content, then use frameworks that we've built. So the way that you're going to nurture a lead with content is you must enter the conversation in the prospect's mind. That is so important. So what I mean by this is, if you think to yourself right now, I don't know, I'll give you an example because it's easy, because I was brought up by one. Your demographic are busy mums, and let's say it's August, and they're thinking, I'm going to have a massive change to routine soon. Kids are going back to school, might need to get childcare, I've got all these different things going on. My life's about to become more expensive. I need to get back into my routine, but I really want to be hitting the gym. I don't have time. Okay, what are they currently thinking? Stressed, time, overwhelm, want things taken off their plate, want things made quicker, easier, faster, want things made more efficient. They just want to feel like someone gets them and can just give them a hand. So if you were going to enter the content, if you were going to enter the conversation in the prospect's mind for that individual, you wouldn't say, here's some protein hacks, here's how to get more steps in, here's how to lose 10 pounds. Instead, you'd say, if you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, unsupported, you feel alone in your journey, literally take this, have it for free on me, and it's going to teach you exactly how to handle that. Here's how you can feel more energized. Here's how you can do a quicker training session. Here's how you can build your glutes in the next 4 weeks. Like, just quick, easy wins that get them actually fired up and excited to continue to see your content, or just content that really connects to them so you can speak directly to that individual person. And again, this is the whole presentation itself. We're actually going to be teaching this for an hour this week. But hopefully what I just said there makes a bit more sense. Okay, less quick tips, less quick hacks, more actual, actionable advice for that specific person. Content before was, I post to stay active. Content now is every post has a purpose. So when we teach our clients to post right, we almost post like a funnel. So we've got top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, bottom of funnel content, but we break it down into 4. So we've got track content. Track content is going to be content that is designed to get more engagement, designed to get more comments, designed to get more saves. Track content is a skill, it's an art. It takes you understanding, the algorithm takes you understanding reels and editing and hooks and these kind of things. Probably some of the most fun content that you'll ever create, but track content normally, for most of our guys, is going to be heavy on the emotion, it's going to be a little bit shorter, and it's just going to be edited and put together really nicely. And again, we teach that. Nurture content, really, I think is probably the easiest. The reason it's easiest is because you're just sharing about you. So you're sharing your life, you're sharing your story, you're sharing your things you've been through, you're sharing the things you've overcome. So that's going to be the nurture content. Position content is going to be you showing that you're an expert, and then convert is selling them. So we now post with those 4 in mind every single week, and we know month by month which ones need to fit. So for example, if you're trying a launch, it'll be a lot more position and convert. If he's not, then it'll be a lot more attract and nurture. So marketing before was, if I look for 5 people, I might pick up the odd 1 or 2, because that's a terrible way of picking up clients, and you should never do that. A better way was, he's just had 22 clients join in January, and he also had 16 clients join in 1 week. If you don't believe me, annoyingly, he sent me this in a voice note, so I don't have a screenshot, but I can show you this. If you guys give me 2 seconds. Right, let me find it for you guys. So platform, the community platform we've got. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Ollie, 16 clients on one launch, January 20th. And this is the training itself in here. And in this training, again, Ollie ran for over 57 minutes exactly how he's managed to run such a successful launch. So, yeah, and since then, he's now got 22 clients up in that time frame, which is crazy. So anyway, the thing that we worked through was his creative vision. So we need to know what his message was and what his 4 content pillars were, which we built out together. Then his avatar, so not only his demographic, but also his psychographic, which essentially, demographic is like age, location, gender, job, whatever. Psychographic is like values, interests, hobbies, passions, pains, desires, etc. Then it was helping him to bring out his uniqueness and his truth, so his pain, his passion, his experience and skill. And then we monetize an ecosystem, and behind my head is all of the things that we do to make money for our clients. But to give you an example of what his Instagram ended up looking like, I will scroll all the way down, but I want to keep this nice and actionable today, so I won't make it too long, is he doesn't have all the followers in the world, in case you're thinking, oh, I need 10,000 followers and ads. No ads, no 10,000 followers, hasn't even posted 1,000 times yet. And ultimately his page is just set up a lot more slicker, a lot more professionally to pick up clients, to nurture clients, to get his kind of, ideal, well, to get himself in front of his ideal clients. And yeah, it's been absolutely bossing it. So with that in mind, if I go back to present, and then what we also did is we kind of utilized our system to ensure that he could book more calls. The mistake he was having was that his marketing and front end content wasn't performing too well. We thought about ads, but we decided to fuck it off because it was actually just the organic that was the issue. From that point, if we skip ahead a little bit, we then built him a VSL. From building the VSL, we then had a lot more opt-ins. From having more opt-ins, he was booking in more calls, and booking in more calls. We needed to work on his sales process and raise his price, which then we taught him the skills of sales. Once he'd learned the skills of sales and he was getting more people coming in top of funnel, it was then a case of like bottom of funnel, right, what does onboarding look like? What does coaching delivery look like? And can we retain these clients and make sure that we can continue to grow? And honestly, like off the back of that, he's just been able to grow, as you can see, from 1K months to 9.8K months. So the guy's absolutely crushing it right now. So action steps for you guys. Ollie has taken these strategies and streamlined them so well that he now teaches our guys how to do the same thing alongside myself and save more time. There's one thing Ollie's amazing at doing is implementing and saving time. So if you are looking to grow your business, implement and save time, then we can both help you to do that, okay? He hasn't missed a step, and that's why we've grown at the rate that we have. And in case you're thinking to yourself, like, what was it really that allowed Ollie to do this? If I get rid of this real quick and go back to WhatsApp. Like, what was it really that allowed Ollie to do this? I wish I could tell you it was one thing, but it genuinely wasn't. He just followed the plan. That's it. And, if you're kind of looking at this right now and thinking, oh, I'm at 1.1K or I'm at 2K or I'm at 3K, and you want to be hitting numbers more like this, which FYI, in case you're thinking we've upsold everyone, these are monthlies. And in case you're wondering on his price, not that it really matters, but it's £200 a month, so you can do the maths on that. And then obviously you've got some old clients in there as well. He's very busy. He's very busy now, and he's going to be hiring a coach, which is very exciting. Okay, 1 staff member, no ad spend, and we're going to run it up this year. So if you are a coach right now, and I think in terms of what is going to feel most applicable to you right now, I'd say from what we've taught today, most coaches stuck kind of under 5K are struggling with these exact things. Then we can help you out this whole thing. We can literally jump on a call with you. We can set it up with you. The whole thing is done with you. It's not done for you. It's done with you. So we're going to build it with you. You're going to implement. You're going to action. You're going to do the task, and then we're going to hold you accountable. Okay. And the reason we do it in that way is because we essentially then become like growth partners. Instead of you just having a thing and then going, oh, I've got no accountability. It's like, no, we want to be with you every step of the way so we can build this business as a team. And if you don't implement, then you don't grow. And if you do implement, then you do grow. And we make it very, very simple for you guys. So, if you are currently watching this today and you think, you know what, I think it's time that I actually bite the bullet, and you want to have weeks like this, all you need to do is DM us coaching. If you want to be dropping me messages on WhatsApp like Ollie had here and ticking off names of like all of the people that have joined your coaching in 1 week, and it's 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,600, 1,800, 2,000, all in 1 week, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008, and on we go. You can do that in a week. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to do that in the first 7 days because that would be bullshit, but you can do that once you've implemented the content strategy, you've implemented the marketing strategy, you've implemented the lead generation strategy, and you actually have finally found a group of individuals at Coach Corner that can teach you how to grow and scale an online coaching business. Really hope you've enjoyed this training today, guys. Look forward to seeing you in the next one, and we'll speak soon. And again, if you do want us to do this with you, just DM us coaching on Instagram, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. Take care.